This video is sponsored by Sony Handycam. 2. Extremely high-profile flagships. They are designed with the premium and power users in mind. They are also the most advertised products in the streets. When these two products meet, how do they hold off each other in a flagship war? I'm Warren from KLGadgetGuy, and this is the Oppo N3 versus the Samsung Galaxy Note 4. The Oppo N3 and the Galaxy Note 4 are two very well targeted smartphones. The N3 is made to satisfy smartphone photographers with its motorized Schneider-made 60-megapixel camera. The Galaxy Note 4 is aimed at users who want a smartphone with more productive features. Both phones sport a metal frame around its body that looks premium in its own way. While the beauty perception of the design is pretty subjective, I personally prefer the Note 4's slickness and smooth out edges and its more refined fox leather back cover. The N3 has its own beauty, of course. It does feel much heavier and thicker than the Note 4 to play nice with the motorized camera module. The chassis is mainly made of plastic, and while it doesn't have a fox leather back like its competition, Oppo has made sure to include a little luxury around its camera and speakerphone module. The good thing about the N3's design is to allow consumers to insert a lanyard through the bottom of the phone's metal frame, which makes it convenient as a point and shoot when you wear it over your neck. In terms of handling both phones aesthetically, the N3 feels a lot bigger than the Note 4 despite having a smaller display, and you should find the Note 4 easier to handle with one hand thanks to 8.5mm of slickness, a 1mm difference from the N3. On paper, both the Oppo N3 and the Galaxy Note 4 have very powerful internals. Though in this part, we have to agree that Samsung's flagship reigns supreme in this department with a more powerful and future-proof processor, more RAM, and a higher display resolution. The Oppo N3 is still running off a lower clock Snapdragon 801 chip with 2GB of RAM and a standard Full HD resolution display, which is still acceptable in flagship standards. In real-world perception, there's barely any difference between the two on app launch speeds, except for multitasking, in which the Galaxy Note 4 will fare better in most ways, and since it has a 64-bit chip, we should actually see an increase in performance once it receives Android Lollipop. In terms of hardware sensors, the N3 features a precise and well-located fingerprint sensor, which also works as a shutter button for the camera. The Note 4 has a less precise swipe-operated fingerprint sensor, however features a pedometer, heart rate, UV sensor, and IR blaster. Both the Oppo N3 and Samsung Galaxy Note 4 offers unique software experiences. Oppo's ColorOS features mostly gesture controls across the user experience. Almost every action, such as making a phone call, changing a music track, and launching apps, can be configured by drawing gestures on the display. ColorOS doesn't come with an app drawer similar to other Chinese smartphones. However, we are pretty impressed with the software's reliability and elegance. Transitions are smooth, and there's a theme store to change the color schemes. Oppo has also made an effort on including Max Audio on the N3, which dramatically improves sound quality on headphones and enhances its loudspeaker output. While TouchWiz has been famous for a bloated software experience, Samsung has dramatically optimized TouchWiz on the Note 4. The overall experience is somehow tremendously different from the Galaxy S5 that we have reviewed, and when they are the same flagships released last year, you know Samsung could do software properly. TouchWiz on the Note 4 introduces an even minimalistic user experience, having flatter and plainer looking app icons, and it definitely feels much snappier than its predecessors. The Note 4 introduces an even more comprehensive and practical software experience. The S Pen makes a huge difference from the Oppo N3. The phone's note-taking features are as always top-notch, and multitasking between supported apps is seamless. Although the Galaxy Note 4 may not have much gesture controls as the Oppo N3, its software experience is much suited for power Android users. Not forgetting to mention that Samsung does have a few exclusive apps of its own. The S Health for keeping track of fitness, Galaxy Life for getting great local deals, and its very own App Store. The Oppo N3 and Galaxy Note 4 sport 60-megapixel main cameras, and this is where most of us are torn apart in making choices. The Oppo N3's camera software offers many shooting modes. Its Auto Panorama mode is probably the killer feature that takes advantage of its motorized camera. Oppo has also included the O-Click Bluetooth remote that acts as a camera shutter and controlling the camera's orientation. the motorized camera can also be controlled with its fingerprint sensor and by swiping up and down the display. The plethora amount of shooting modes on the N3 remains interesting, otherwise practical in most cases. Samsung's camera software hasn't changed a lot, to be frank, offering the same set of familiar shooting modes from its predecessors. However, the camera hardware itself features OIS, which will take extremely good pictures in most lighting conditions. In our performance test, the Note 4's camera performs much better than the N3. Imaging results are similarly great in daytime. However, when it comes to low light, the Note 4's camera performs much better in capturing less blurry and brighter shots. In these days, everybody likes taking selfies, and this is where Samsung still needs to learn how to make a better front camera. The wide selfie mode is typically a gimmicky panorama mode, while the front 3.7 megapixel f1.9 camera should be sufficient for taking great looking selfies. We would prefer a wider angle camera, of course. The Oppo N3 isn't a champ either in taking great front-facing shots as well. Even though it uses the main camera sensor to capture full 60 megapixel shots, the lack of OIS causes images to be really blurry in low light conditions. However, Oppo offers a lot of user-friendly options to play with beautifying faces, which makes taking front picture more fun than the Galaxy Note 4. Let's take a look at both video recording samples of these two phones right now. Hey everyone, it's Warren from KLGadgetGuy, and this is a video recording sample of the Oppo N3. So it has a 60 megapixel camera similar to the Galaxy Note 4, which we are actually comparing right now, but I will actually play the Galaxy Note 4 video later. So this is how the Oppo N3's video recording looks like. So the Oppo N3's camera doesn't have OIS, therefore you can actually see some shakiness in the video as well. I'm not sure about sound quality, but I hope that you can judge it from your side. Overall, the video is actually quite clear on my side, and you know, it's really not too bad, apart from being a little bit shaky. My hands are actually not really shaky, quite stable, but then the video is really shaky as I move along. Alright, so let's move on to the Galaxy Note 4's video recording sample right now. And now we are on to the Samsung Galaxy Note 4 video recording. So the phone has OIS. As you can see, the video is really less shaky than the Oppo N3 earlier, and yes, the phone actually supports up to 4K UHD video recording at 25 frames per second. However, to be fair to the Oppo N3, I've taken this video in full HD at 30 frames per second. So overall video quality is good on screen as well. I'm not sure about the audio quality, I hope it's good as well. This is actually my house here, and as you can see, it's really stable. It doesn't shake a lot, the video is really stable, and yes, we are still having a really sunny weather right now, and it's really a great day for shooting. And now let's get back to the comparison of the Oppo N3 versus the Samsung Galaxy Note 4. Both smartphones are great performance when it comes to benchmarks. The Galaxy Note 4 is obviously much superior in its scores, however both phones actually perform great in real-world usage. Both phones are almost on par in terms of battery life. They will last you a single working day in the mixed usage. However, if you manage to drain their batteries in the middle of the day, Oppo's VOOC rapid charging technology charges the N3 much faster than the Note 4's own fast charging technology, making the N3 a more useful phone if you're an extremely heavy user. Both phones also feature their own ultra power saving mode when it comes to extreme power saving. And now, we have come to the final part of this comparison, which is value. The Oppo N3 retails at 2098 ringgit and the Galaxy Note 4 at 2499 ringgit. While the N3 is priced much cheaper than the Galaxy Note 4, the latter has more features and a future-proof hardware on board. The results are pretty clear here. You get what you are paying for, and we will consider the Galaxy Note 4 to be the all-round winner in this comparison, despite of its higher price tag. The Oppo N3 has its own pros in terms of its camera software features and audio quality, in which the Galaxy Note 4 lacks, and it definitely has more exciting and gimmicky features to attract the average consumer. As usual folks, thanks for watching this comparison video, and stay tuned to the Oppo N3 and Galaxy Note 4's full review coming right up. If you love our work, share this video with your friends, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on the usual spots: Facebook, Google+, Twitter, and Instagram. My name is Warren from KLGadgetGuy, signing off this video with peace.